guys. I'm just curious what you thought of that last maybe minute and a half where you guys are up 13 and you're calling timeouts to try to restore some order there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple good looks that didn't go in. They made a few threes, so, I'd like to be a little cleaner going, the last 2 minutes, but, it's a good win. They're hard to play against. They're athletic, young. Chauncey's doing a great job with them, so, it's a good win for us.
Curious with Devin, another straight game where, he played well and scored the ball well. What have you seen with him the last 2 games that's maybe unlocked him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in a good rhythm. I think the little bit of a break, was good for him. The road trip and the back-to-backs, and, he's taken on a big load. So it was good just to get his body, a day or two and let it kind of recover and bounce back. And, he's been in a good rhythm offensively, got a good feel. The decision-making, the shots, he's in a good place.
Coach, with Tyus, we've talked about him having to kind of pick and choose his spots when to be aggressive. He's obviously been making a lot of shots recently, but does it feel like he's gotten more comfortable in kind of navigating that balance?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, we probably just got to stay on him and be in his ear more. The more aggressive he is, I think the better we are as a team. And, I think that's hard for him to wrap, just his basketball intellect and his point guard kind of nature. But, when he's aggressive, I think we are at our best. And he's done that some recently. We need more of it.
And then with the backup center minutes, I know you've talked about the struggle of trying to find minutes for both Oso and Mason. Is it kind of just going with one and seeing how that goes and then flipping if necessary in the second half? How are you kind of approaching that?
Yeah, no, it's been a little bit of a feel. All 3 of them are really good. We're lucky to have 3 centers that can play, can have a positive impact on the game. I thought Nurk really gathered himself, came back in the fourth quarter, was really big, made a bunch of defensive plays for us, great screen setting. So Mason and Oso, they know that we believe in them. We're going to use them both. And, then it's just a little bit of a gut feel, who can help us.
Royce and Tyus have both had ridiculous shooting percentages as of late. How much of that do you think is due to them kind of getting comfortable with the spacing and where their shots will come to follow up on Gerald's point?
Yeah, I think Royce has had, a couple of stretches, feel like he started the season shooting it really well. Now he's on another one last, 3, 4, 5 games. He just plays with a lot of confidence, gets to good spots, understands the spacing. And then Tyus is a little bit like what we talked about with the previous question. I think just being more aggressive, knowing we want him to shoot it. I do think understanding the spacing and where he needs to be, and just getting a comfort level with that, repping it out in practice, in vitamins. So I think it's good progress for Tyus, and, it's good when Royce is making shots for us.
Coach, with Nurk, his best 2 rebounding seasons per minute have been since he's been with Phoenix. So what do you see about that impact that he has on the boards for you guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, his size and physicality on the boards, he's got that unique ability to kind of get the hit, hold a guy, and still get the board. We very much need to be sure we're taking care of the defensive glass. And, he's just has a physical presence, a physical strength, where he can control the boards in a good way. All right, thank you, guys.
You to pull away, and then where do you feel like you can clean some things up, especially in that last minute or 2?
Yeah, I think just giving a little more resistance defensively down the stretch. Couple breakdowns, and then I think offensively just trying to get to exploiting some mismatches, trying to create some advantages, trying to kind of manipulate some of the matchups, and guys made some shots.
And then with Nurk, he gave you guys a good stretch in that fourth. After kind of a rougher stretch in that first half, Coach was saying he kind of steadied himself. What did you see from him down the stretch there?
Yeah, just sticking with it, being extremely active on the defensive end of the floor, and then just continue to set good screens, freeing myself, Kev, Book up. And then we were able to find him a couple times on some pocket passes, some late drop-offs. And so, yeah, just kind of regrouping, staying with it, understanding it's a long game. Now we're going to keep going back to him.
Tyus, for you and getting opportunities to score, how much of that has come down to like recent, not understanding, but just like the in-depth knowledge you have now of like the spacing and where you guys want to be on the floor?
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. I think I said it a little earlier this year, was it's just going to be a work in progress and just continuing to try to understand the system and the offense and guys' tendencies, where, guys like to be on the court, understanding where my shots and spots are going to, come from in the flow of the offense. And so I think it's just I'm continuing to get familiar with that, like you said, and just knowing where my shots are going to come from.
Looking at your numbers, it was your third year in Memphis where your scoring started to go up a bit. Was there some specific mindset change? Was it role? What really led to the numbers going up there?
That third year, it was in the off season, talking with Taylor, Jenkins, about just being a little bit more aggressive, to shooting the ball, especially from the 3-point line. And so that's been something, they've been on me about here as well. Obviously, everyone knows Bud's system. He wants us to get up threes, but also with the gravity that Katie, Book, Brad, that they create. Everyone else is getting open looks, so just being ready to fire them and knock them down.
Tyus, obviously, when you start the game aggressive, that seems to be what's happened the last couple games. Are you making more of a point of emphasis to do that, or is it still just trying to find it in the flow?
It's just, honestly, it's finding it in the flow. Trying to just not pass up shots. If shots are there, just taking them, not hesitating, making my reads, whatever the defense, is giving me. In the last couple games, it's been some early looks and, just getting in a rhythm, early on, and that's been helping me. But I'm not coming in saying I'm going to shoot X amount of times tonight or anything like that. I'm just taking what the defense gives me, looking to try to, be a playmaker, and that's, scoring or creating for others. So just taking my shots with confidence.
I don't know if you knew that Chauncey Billups was a huge fan of
That's
yours.
my guy.
But
That's my guy.
He spoke highly of you pregame, saying that you have the humility to play point guard and then understanding who your teammates are. When did that start for you, understanding, okay, I could do a lot of things here, but I understand who I have on my team and I need to play a different kind of way, or the way you're playing now?
First off, that's, a huge compliment to myself. Was a huge fan of Chauncey growing up. Still a big fan of his to this day. One of the guys I watched a lot growing up, just how he played the game, set the table, made big shots in his career, could do everything on the court. His demeanor is something that, I try to emulate. So that's, I don't take that lightly, him speaking highly of me. That's a huge honor. And then, yeah, I think just, going back to your question, it's just how I've always kind of played, just trying to set the table, trying to understand the offensive system, trying to understand the time and score. There's so much that goes into being a point guard, especially at this level. It's not for the weak. But it's the best job in the world, and I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. I continue to work on my craft, physically, mentally, and having the guys we have on this team, having the coaching staff we have, they give me the confidence to continue to be myself, and to kind of just give me the green light to make plays, make calls on the fly, whatever I see, just use my instincts. So I'm enjoying it.
Tyus, you're just such a consistent force for this Suns team. What does that mental approach look like for you? I mean, coming in, doing your job, not getting too high, not getting too low. Yeah,
as a point guard, just being a leader out there, trying to stay steady throughout the game, throughout the season. It's a full 48-minute games. It's there's a lot that goes on. There's ups and downs. It's game of runs, but that's the season as well. There's highs and lows of the season. So as a guy who's kind of out up front, the team's going to kind of go how you go. So just want to kind of set the tone of always being even keel and just never getting rattled. Trying to just stay steady. try to show up, do my job each and every night, and hopefully that kind of rubs off on the rest of the guys. Thank you, guys.